at 4:01 p.m. Can you do a roll call for me? I don't know who's going to do it, Sarah or Jennifer.
Sure, that'll be me today, Sarah. Hi, everyone. So let me go ahead and just pull this up. Quick roll call. Chair Carter.
Here.
Vice Chair Bluth.
Here.
Committee Member Connor.
Here.
Committee Member Hunter.
Present.
Committee Member Polly. Absent. Committee Member Schmidt.
Present.
And Committee Member Tregenza.
Here.
Thank you.
Great. So we have quorum and we'll be able to move forward. Next, we have Andy Flower, Jennifer Cleary, Sarah Zeal, and Christy Sabdo with us. We are going to open the consent agenda, which is the approval of the minutes from October 7th. And is there a motion to approve those minutes or the consent agenda?
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Great. Is there any discussion about that? Seeing none, we'll move it to a vote. A roll call, please.
Sure thing. And we have Chair Carter.
Aye.
Vice Chair Bluth.
Aye.
Committee Member Connor.
Aye.
Committee Member Hunter.
Aye.
Committee Member Polly. Absent. Committee Member Schmidt.
Abstain.
Abstain. Oh, that's right. My apologies. And Committee Member Tregenza.
Abstain.
Thank you.
That motion carries. I forgot to mention that we have a new member of ARC with us today. Her name is Shelly Schmidt. Welcome. Thank you for being here. We're excited to have you with us.
Welcome.
I think we have a full deck now. All of our members are full, so that's exciting. We're glad to have a full committee now. Next on the agenda, we're going to open public comments, and we will see if there are any members of the public that want to address the committee for items not on the agenda today. Do you want to announce how members of the public can participate?
Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer Cleary with the Monterey Planning Division. I'll just let you know, we do have a couple of viewers already here. The link to join our Zoom meeting is found on our agenda. That can be found at isearchmonterey.org. There's a link to join this specific meeting there. Once we open public comment, you will have the opportunity to raise your hand. I will then be able to let you know that it's time to unmute yourself and you will be able to speak directly to the panel, the committee.
Is there also a number they can call to?
Yes, thank you for catching that. By telephone, you can dial 833-568-8864. That's toll free. Or you can dial 669-254-5252. The webinar ID is 160-416-5050#.
Great.
I will also note, oh, sorry about that. I will also note on YouTube, if you're watching, it is about a 30-second delay. Same with the channel 25, it can be between 30 and 90-second delay. Our best and most current version of this meeting is in the Zoom link. Thank you.
Do we have anybody who would like to speak to the committee?
Currently, no attendees are raising their hands.
Great.
I would say it's safe to move on, and I will be watching the attendees for their hand raised and let you know when we have someone ready to speak.
Okay, if anybody does come on and want to raise their hand and speak, we'll definitely listen to them. Now we're going to open the first public appearance item, which is consider 34 Cielo Vista Drive for architecture review permit ARP 20-0205 for preliminary and final architecture review of a second story addition to an existing one-story single-family dwelling. Is there a staff report?
Yes. Hi, my name is Christy Sabdo, Associate Planner with the City of Monterey, and I'll be presenting the project. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So applicant Frank Dost, on behalf of property owner Mark Waite, is proposing a second-story addition with a second-story deck, and it's located in the Monterey Vista neighborhood. The property is zoned R1. It's located, or it's in the low-density residential general plan land use designation, and there is an existing single-family residence on the property. This is showing the site plan with the proposed second-story addition. You'll see that it's not covering the entire first story. It's just a portion of the first story. There's an existing garage here, and there is a proposed deck in the rear. Here's the proposed floor plan. They're proposing a master bedroom with a bath and a closet, and with a deck facing north to capture the Monterey Bay views, which are outstanding. Here is the building section for the west elevation. I just wanted to show you that the height from the floor to the plate height, the ceiling height, is 8 feet on the first floor, and they're proposing an 8-foot ceiling height for the second story. So this is the roof plan. They are proposing the same roof pitch as both the garage and the first story, 1 to 12 slope, and they're also proposing a new skylight here on the east side of the first story. So this is a unique lot. Cielo Vista Drive is located here, so it's about a 90-degree angle. And just as we mentioned in the agenda report, this being a unique lot, the Monterey City Code doesn't address unique lots in terms of where the setbacks are located along the street and the corner side. So staff had to make some interpretations of where that would go. So the front yard setback is placed where the existing driveway is. And in terms of where it stops and starts, that's up for interpretation. So I just want to make you all aware of that. But given that the front yard setback is located here, corner side yard setback here, is that the second story addition is far out of those required setbacks. So it doesn't really necessarily matter in this case where specifically those are located. The side yard setback is a minimum of 7 feet, which is located approximately here where the first story is, but they're proposing 15 feet, and there's a 15-foot max. So they're meeting that. And the required rear yard setback is 16 feet. They are meeting that. You'll see that the second story deck is located in the rear yard setback, but you're allowed to project 4 feet into the rear yard setback for second story decks. So given that, staff has reviewed the project according to the R1 standards, and it meets all of the standards. And I have a number of pictures that I've included in this presentation because the ARC was not able to attend due to the pandemic. We're not doing our field visits. So that's the reason I have so many pictures here, to try to capture the story poles and views. So here's the subject property along Cielo Vista. You see the existing garage. You can't see the house because it's located lower in elevation than the garage. It's kind of on a slope going down. And here's the proposed south or front elevation, the second story addition. And we're moving further down the hill, kind of around the corner on Cielo Vista. I wanted to share 32 Cielo Vista, which is located east of the property. They do have some windows, looks like on either side. Although the second story is going to be located higher, so you won't have any windows looking directly in that house. And I haven't received any phone calls from that house, from the property owner of that house, that address. Here's the east view, showing that they do have a couple windows and the deck is located on that, along that view. And now we're going down the street, just showing you how it looks as you go down. And then here's the corner side. And then this is the rear here, and this is the corner side. You can see the story poles here. And here's the west elevation, a couple windows in the deck. And you can see the existing garage. And here is 36 Cielo Vista, which is located downhill, and it's lower in elevation than the subject property. And you can see the story poles here. So these windows on the deck shouldn't have privacy views, and I haven't heard anything from the property owners at 36 Cielo Vista. And here are the views as you go down the street, but as you can imagine, the views from that deck and windows are going to be amazing. I did receive a call from the property owner, Ellen Tremaine, at 43 Cielo Vista Drive. The house is located approximately 200 feet from the subject property. So here's 43 Cielo Vista. It's uphill from 34. And 43 Cielo Vista is approximately 3 miles from the Monterey Bay View. So we were invited onto the property. The applicant and myself visited the site, and Alan Tremaine showed us various locations on the property where he could see the story poles. So here's the view from the front patio where they like to sit. It's just in front of the porch, and this picture is not zoomed in. So I have circled where you can see the story poles. So the story poles are within this area, which is mostly like the forested area where you can see the trees and the buildings. And here is the bay. And I did zoom in just so you could see this. So you can see here, the story poles, here's the bay, and here's a little bit further zoomed in. So it shows the story poles. It's just ever so slightly in the water, and most of it's looking into the city of Monterey and the forested area. So here's a view from the front patio. It's zoomed in as well. And here's a view out the front window, not zoomed in. And you can see, so the bay is up here, and then here's like the buildings and the trees. And we went on to the second story deck, and you have to stand in kind of over here to see the story poles because this tree blocks the view of the story poles. But then you go inside from a second story window, you can see the story poles in this location here. And here is the bay. And here's a better picture. It's zoomed in. It was hard to see if you don't zoom in. So he's concerned about the views that will result from the second story addition, and I believe he's going to speak tonight. That's zoomed in as well. So I'm going to go over the single family guidelines and how this project meets them. So in terms of visual bulk, this guideline says visual bulk should be minimized through the use of creative site planning on small sites with minimum setback requirements and proportionally large dwellings. So this second story addition would be constructed above a portion of, not the entire first story, which reduces the visual bulk and provides visual interest. The next single family guideline is regarding views, and I wanted to copy this straight from the guidelines because it does provide some direction with some of the graphics here. And it states that buildings should be designed so as not to totally block views from neighboring structures. And I just wanted to let you know kind of who the neighbors are here. We have 30, this is the subject property. I did talk about 36 Cielo Vista, which is downhill, 32 Cielo Vista. I did hear this, these are the pictures I just showed you from 43 Cielo Vista. And then today I did hear from a property owner at 30 Cielo Vista who might speak tonight. So just as a refresher, this is talking about that guideline about the views, whereas the building should be designed as to not totally block views from neighboring structures. So the views are not blocked for 32 Cielo Vista because the views are primarily north, and the second story addition is west of 32 Cielo Vista. And 36 Cielo Vista is north of the second story addition. It wouldn't block any of the bay views. And in regards to 43 Cielo Vista, this is the pictures that I showed you from there. The view is not totally blocked. You'll see the bay here, which is darker than the skyline. And it just goes, the story poles go into that view a little bit. So it does not totally block the view. So let's see. Okay, so the staff thought about redesign options because the property owner at 43 Cielo Vista is really concerned about the view impacts. And so we had 3 things that we looked into regarding redesign. So the first option, and all of these are not recommended, and I'm going to explain why. So one is to move the second story to the east, which would be this direction, because there is a 7-foot minimum setback. However, that would likely create privacy impacts for 32 Cielo Vista, having a second story addition so close to their house, and they have windows, and there's proposed windows on the east side. So you could turn the roof line facing with the north-south direction rather than going east-west here. However, the proposed slope is 1 to 12 to match the existing first story and the garage. So that low of a roof pitch wouldn't make a substantial impact, a difference in the views. And the third is lowering the height of the second story addition. The plate height's already at 8 feet. The building code requires 7. However, the plate height being 8 feet, anything lower really would be awkward, and I just don't think it would be comfortable for the applicant. So other single-family guidelines, single-family dwellings that are boxy or without any recognizable architectural character or detail should be avoided. There's architectural details, including wood siding, the windows, the new second-story deck that provide visual interest for this second-story addition. Decks on single-family dwellings are encouraged to be designed in a manner compatible with the structure. The deck includes the same type of materials. It's a wood deck. It's not too large or onerous. It fits in well with the scale of the addition. The proposal meets all of the architectural review findings as stated in the report and resolution. And staff recommends approval with the conditions as already is stated in the resolution. And I'm available for any questions, and I believe the applicant would like to speak, and there might be some neighbors that want to speak after that.
Thank you, Christy.
Sure.
Does the committee have any questions?
I'm currently showing that we do have 3 public commenters on the line. I will go ahead and allow the first one who joined to talk right now, if you're ready.
Do we want to do committee
the
member
applicant-
questions first?
Yeah.
The applicant is on the call. I mean, on the Zoom meeting.
Let's start with the applicant.
I'm sorry, are we going out of our process order?
Oh, yeah. Let's defer to the chair. Jennifer, let's let the committee have discussion first.
I think we should probably keep our process, and then we'll get to the applicant, and then we'll go to comments.
Absolutely, just letting you know they're ready when you are.
Great, thank you. So does the committee have any questions for Christy? Okay. Would the applicant like to give a presentation?
I believe Stephanie Tremaine is the applicant. Christy, can you confirm that?
No, the Tremaines are at 43 Cielo Vista. Frank Dost is the applicant, and I know that he does want to speak.
Perfect.
Or answer any
on the line and
questions.
ready to speak. I can let him speak now if it's his turn. If
Okay.
the committee doesn't have any
Great.
comments.
Hello, this is Frank Dost. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Can you
Thank
hear
you for
me?
being with us.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I am the architect and applicant for this project, and I do not have another presentation in addition to what's already been presented here. Very nice presentation, Christy. Thank you for that. I'm here to answer any questions
Thank
you might
you.
have regarding this project, and I'll respond to any questions.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Dost. Does the committee have any questions for the applicant? Okay, hearing none, then we will go to public comments.
We do have a couple public commenters on the line. I'll go ahead and unmute Stephanie Tremaine first. She will have to unmute herself. I don't have that capability, but I have asked her to unmute herself.
I think she got it.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Welcome.
Our concern, of course, is the view. Can you see us, honey? We got 3 of these running. Let's turn a few off so no feedback. Of course, anyway, our concern is obviously the view. It's the only reason I bought the house. So when we sit down in the living room, it's gone. So it's not just a little bit minimized, it's seriously minimized. Like when you could stand on the porch and see, the water, but I don't want to have to stand on my porch to see my view. Now upstairs, it's not as bad. I don't mind seeing your house, but I can see right in your windows, I bet. And I bet you can see in our front windows as well. And then of course, the third concern would be the financial impact. Believe from Sotheby's could be almost $200,000 in today's market. That's not a little bit. So these are our concerns. Al, anything to add?
Now, this is the case where we're sharing the view with the applicant. This is the case where they remove the view.
Not all of it, but
Well, what they remove is the view of the downtown Monterey and the wharf area and the water surrounding that.
and the view from our living room here is
And the view from our living room, from our bedrooms, from outside where we have a small porch deck, it's gone. You know, it appears that, yeah.
And the upstairs deck is cut in half.
Yeah, the upstairs deck is cut in half. But this is very significant. You know, the reason we bought this house was for the view. The reason that the applicant is building this addition is to get our view. He likes that view. I mean, there's no other reason to build his addition. As you can tell, we object to this, the plans.
Enough to buy another house.
Thank you for your time.
All right, I mean,
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Those were our only commenters we had on the line. There are 2 other people on the line. They may be waiting to speak at this is our only topic. So the other 2 viewers, if you'd like to speak, now is your chance to raise your hand and let me know. All right. Sorry, technical difficulties. I see. Okay. Hi, Ron. Brenneman? You're on the line?
Yeah, it is. Christy, how are you? Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm at 30 Cielo Vista. And when I was reading the proposal, the section on the east side of, or the east view, the east wall of 34, having foliage that would protect 32 and 30 is inaccurate. The foliage would not protect a second story view. It does on the first story. Our concern is the windows on the second story that face east look right into our bedroom and our deck up on the second story. So if an accommodation could be made, should you approve it, if the accommodation for Mr. Dos could be made to either put some kind of privacy glass or make the windows taller or smaller or illuminate them and go with skylights, something along that line to preserve the privacy, because our second story looks right over 32 and right into the second story, the proposed second story of 34. So that's what we're concerned about. That's it.
Thank you for being here.
and unmute. So.
I'm not gonna raise my hand right now.
I believe that was everyone looking to comment. There is one other viewer that has not raised their hand. So if you would like to speak, now's your chance to raise your hand and let us know. Otherwise, it looks like public comment is finished.
Okay. Then we will close public comment for now and open to committee member comments. Is there anybody who would like to speak?
Is it possible to see the pictures again? It was at least the pictures that show the view of the ocean. When I'm looking at it unzoomed, it does not look that significant. but from the description the neighbor provided, it seemed like it was more pronounced. It's just, I'm not sure if I'm interpreting the photographs correctly or not. It looks like there's very little impact in the pictures. Like that.
I'm sorry, is that a question for staff or?
Well, no, I was just bringing up as a comment to the rest of the committee. I'm having a hard time seeing a major impact on view from that photograph.
I agree with Bob. Christy, did you take these pictures with like your phone or?
I did.
Okay. Now, did you go in the living room and sit in the chair that the owner of 43 was talking about, where it's completely obstructing her view? Okay.
I was standing up. I didn't sit in their chair.
Okay, so if you
I was standing right in front of the window.
That shot that goes across the television again.
It goes.
Good. Keep going.
Jeez.
One more. One more. No. No. There it is. So is that okay?
This is out the front window in the first story.
So if you sat down, you'd still have a view of the ocean, it seems like.
Nothing that I saw there would block the bay view. It was the downtown and the trees.
Okay. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I agree with Bob. From these pictures, it doesn't look like. I mean, we've approved second story additions that have had way more impact than this before. And it is part of a shared view, and they are still getting plenty of view, in my opinion. So without actually being able to go up there and check out 43 ourselves, we have to go on and see these pictures, and they I mean, if that's the shot out the window, I mean, that's the shot out the window, right? So did you, when you were there visiting 43, did you take pictures from all of the areas where the owners were concerned the view was going to be impacted?
Right. So the front patio, the front window, and then he took us up to the second story deck and the second story window. And that's where I took pictures, wherever he took us.
All right.
And Christy, that yellow arrow shows where the story poles are?
The highest story pole, right. And then you can see the netting going down just along the edge of that tree line there.
Yeah.
I would agree. Oh, sorry, with Patrick and Robert. I mean, I know certainly sensitive to these views. Oh, I'm sorry, myself, certainly, I think some of us also have property where, the view is certainly an asset when you purchase. In Monterey, there is the view sharing. And so I know it's always a tricky balance sometimes between, the development and ensuring that everyone has the opportunity for a second story and balancing the views of the current neighbors. So definitely want to be sensitive to that. But I do agree that, there is view that remains, and they do have a second story that, where the impact is definitely minimized. Again, you will be able to see it, but I think I kind of agree, again, along the lines of Patrick and Robert in this case.
Christy, could you put up the non-zoomed picture, please, again? Thank you.
Sorry, I have one more question. Does the applicant have any concerns about the privacy glass that was requested by the other neighbor? on the east elevation, those two windows.
Okay. I don't have a problem changing the window, so maybe it's a taller window that they can't really see in that direction. That may be, that would be feasible to do on my end. I don't think that would be a problem for the homeowner. Or we could do the obscured glass, one or the other, some kind of privacy glass. But yeah, we can certainly do something to help mitigate that.
Thank you.
I think the homeowner has his hand raised. Maybe they can add to the privacy glass point.
There is one person with a hand raised. I believe the last name is Waite.
I think that's the homeowner.
That's the homeowner.
Perfect. I will ask them to unmute.
About sitting down, we lost our view.
Yeah, I just wanted to say we don't have any problem with privacy glass on the east side. The only reason we want the windows on the east side is to get some light in the room. So privacy glass would be just fine.
We do have Stephanie Tremaine raising her hand again. Would we, can we invite her to speak again?
How does the committee feel about opening up public comment again?
I'm okay with it.
You good? Okay, sure.
Hi, whoops, there we go. Hi, I'm just, would like to try and take the picture sitting down, being that, I sit down most of the time in my living room, and then especially the glass, looking into my house versus looking into yours, because people used to walk across our property going to, anyway, we had to solve that problem once before. So maybe look at that as well. But let me go and sit down, because Al did this all standing up. And, of course, when I stand up, I have a much better view. So can I do that? Possibly send more pictures in showing what happens when you sit down?
I don't know that we have the ability to do that.
Well, not right this second, but okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
My hair, you're muted. That's all.
Does anyone else have any other comments? Okay, then someone want to take a stab at a motion?
I'm unmuted, so I'll go for it. This is Patrick Tregenza. Move to approve 34 Cielo Vista Drive Architectural Review Permit ARP 20-0205 for preliminary final architectural review, second story addition to an existing one-story single-family dwelling. Is that enough for you guys?
I think with conditions, right?
Oh, the conditions of use of privacy glass on the east windows of the second story addition.
Christy, did you have additional conditions as well?
The other condition looked like it was to confirm the height prior to final approval.
It's already in there. It's already in the resolution, so it doesn't need to be added.
I'll second that.
Great. Roll call vote, please.
Sure, let me go ahead and pull that up. And we have Chair Carter.
Aye.
Oh, sorry, my audio may have cut out. Chair Carter,
Aye.
Vice Chair Bluth,
Aye.
Committee Member Connor,
Aye.
Committee Member Hunter,
Aye.
Committee Member Polly is absent, and Committee Member Schmidt. Oh, Committee Member Schmidt, maybe it was an audio out on my end. Oh, it looks like you may be muted, actually. There we go.
She's still muted.
There you go.
There we go.
Aye. Sorry.
No problem. Thank you. And Committee Member Tregenza.
Aye.
Thank you.
That motion carries, and that has been approved. And anybody can appeal this decision to the Planning Commission within 10 days. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And Shelley, you made it through your first meeting. Congratulations.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
And does anybody else have any other comments? Committee member comments? Are there any informal staff reports, Andy?
No staff reports. I do want to maybe open the floor for a minute for Shelley. If this isn't putting you on the spot too much, if you might want to share a little bit about yourself. That's something we often do with new committee members.
Sure. Am I unmuted?
Yeah, you're good.
So I have lived in Monterey for about 6 years, the city of Monterey. I am a retired deputy sheriff. I did 21 years with the county sheriff's department. I am currently a legal secretary at a local law firm. I have a degree in city and regional planning from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and I worked in the planning field as an inland planner and a coastal planner here in Monterey County, as well as in code enforcement. And I also worked right out of college for 4 years in Santa Barbara County. So I'm coming back to my roots after a long absence, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
We're glad to have you. Thanks for being with us. I think we're done. We are going to adjourn at 4:44 p.m. Thank you all.